So I was going through my YouTube feed yesterday and I happened to chance upon one video that caught my eye. Okay, so the title goes like this: spiritual people don't know that they are being watched and protected. So is it true? Do you mean that the spiritual ones are the people that are only protected? What about those that aren't spiritual? Okay, are they being watched and protected as well? Aren't everyone work of God, the divine or the universe? So in this video, I'll be showing you 5 signs to tell that you are protected nonetheless, whether you're spiritual or not. Okay? So before I head into the topic of the day, Namo Dash, my name is Garrett from the Blissful Light channel. My mission as a life coach and a law of attraction coach is to help people realize their infinite potential by tapping into spirituality, law of attraction and feng shui. I'm very blessed to be trained under a Himalayan yogi who taught me the ways of the yogas as well as spirituality to further deepen and understand the purpose of life so that I could better spread this message of love out there. Okay? So without further ado, point number 1. How do you tell that you're protected, whether or not you're spiritual or not? So what does spirituality actually mean to you? You see, a lot of us, the biggest problem, that most common mistake that we human beings like to think is that we think we know what is spirituality. Okay, so spirituality is not about being holy. Okay, it does not necessarily mean that being spiritual would require you to be chanting all the ohms, to be flipping through all the Bibles and reading all the chapters and verses. Spirituality does not mean that you need to be going to temples, going to church, going to mosques to pray. That's not spirituality. You see, that's only part of it. Okay, there's so much more to discovering what we call God or what we call divine. You see, so that's the first common misperception. See, with that thinking and with all that programming that you've been brought up in this lifetime, I would like to highlight for point number 1 that you're being watched by the universe, or you're being watched by the divine, or whatever energies or whatever God that you are being taught or being brought up with. Okay, how do I know that you're being watched? Okay, surveillance is being the most important part of the universe and how it actually rules and governs us, okay, as human beings. Okay, why do I say that's surveillance? Okay, think about it. Let's put it on the perspective of a country. Okay, so if a country is actually inexistent, right? So definitely there needs to be some form of governance. And who would be governing the country? There'll definitely be politicians, there's definitely going to be the governments that's going to be operating the country, right? So that they will be making sure that the country is going to be operating well, you see? So how are they going to be operating the country? They need to be hiring like all the statesmen, they'll definitely need to be hiring all the government staff like officials and policemen, or all the general administrative staff. So they will be able to survey and make sure that the country is under control at all angles, as much angles as they can cover. You see, determining and to make sure that every areas are being covered: agriculture, education, health and medication. See, so with proper surveillance, the universe is also same thing, trying to govern us with the universal law. You see, so without surveillance, how would they know that you're going through certain situations in life? How would they know that you're going through all the problems, all the challenges? And how would they give you all the goods, all the things that you desire, all the dreams and goals that comes into your life? You see, so first point is surveillance. Okay, with the understanding of surveillance, everyone should know that they're being watched at all times. Doesn't mean that you do holy good deeds and you're just praying that that you're not gonna be watched, or does it mean that you're not spiritual, that you go and harm somebody, you go and hit somebody, or you go and rob somebody, that you're not being watched? Everyone is being watched, and the reason that you're here on this planet is just so that you are here for a higher purpose, and the purpose is for you to discover yourself. Okay, so point number one being surveillance. So point number two, every one of us have several layers of I would say spiritual energies with us. Okay, one of which is the guardian angels. Okay, so much so that the Christian cultures, or the Christian cultures usually like to say guardian angels and so on. But let's put this into perspective. Okay, we can call it energies. Okay, so these spiritual energies that is protecting us, how do they actually protect us? Okay, always know that whatever decisions that we make in life, you see, sometimes is purely from the unlogical mind. Okay, it is through the past programmings that we're being brought up, or being surrounded. The people that surrounds us are educating us. Okay, so they will be telling you, oh, you should do this, you should do that, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. So that's the logical mind speaking. However, there's certain times you find yourself being navigated to a certain situation in life, certain scenarios. There's this certain things that happen to come up through your decision making process. They will somehow arise in your life, you see. So when they arise in your life, what do they actually bring into the picture, the equation? You see, sometimes they'll give you different opportunities that may interest you. You see, so they may give you people or relationships that suddenly come out of nowhere, and these people brings in certain stories into your life, brings in certain journeys, and start your journey off. You see, those are the work of art from the spiritual energies, or this I would call them the guardian angels. Okay, so point number two is guardian angels. So going on to point number three, protection layers. How do we know that you're being protected? So every one of us has divinity with us. So they say that your being spiritual is being connected to the roots of your spiritual self, that God or the universe lies in us. Actually, we are all interconnected. So that's the understanding of spirituality, being in oneness, being in connectivity with everyone else, and coming to true terms and true understanding that spirituality is about awakening to your senses. That's spirituality. And spirituality does not mean that reading the Bible, reading and memorizing every verse of the Bible, or reading through all the ancient scriptures means that you're spiritual. Okay, I need to clarify this again. So how do you know that you're being protected? Okay, so a protection shield naturally comes from your auric layers, your energy fields. Okay, so why do I say that? Every one of us has a layer of energy body in us. So you don't believe it? Try to rub your palms now. Okay, try to rub it so hard. Now place this palm close together. Do you feel some form of heat that's surfacing around your hands, around your palms right now? Feel it. You might be thinking, this is some energies that's been created by the rubbing of the palms and all. People might say that, this is some static field, that electrons. No, this is the energy body within you. So this energy is an auric field within your body. Okay, so certain people are able to see this auric field around different people, or even themselves. Okay, so this is the protection that the divine is already given us. This protection. Okay, how you utilize this protection is basically to strengthen it. So in spirituality, our responsibility as humans is to understand the physical self and take it beyond and grow beyond this understanding. Okay, to take this level of the spirituality of this physical body and this spiritual body to a new height. You see, So that's why I always emphasize on mind, body, spirit alignment. That's where you're able to truly understand how to connect with the divine, how to connect with the universe, how to connect with the gods. Okay? So point number 3 is protection shield. Okay? Understanding your auric layers and your energy body. Okay? And how to better get attuned with these energies. Okay? So go to point number 4, spirit guides. Okay? How do I know that I have spirit guides with me? So let's think about it. We all know that energy is everything and everything is energy, right? So that's science. You don't even need to go into spirituality woo kind of thing. So everything is energy. So what happens to people that pass on? What happens if you take for instance your dog has passed away, or your parents perhaps, maybe some, or what about those people that has passed on in your life, you see, or your friends or whatsoever? What happens to them? Do you think that they are really gone for good? Their spirit body actually lives on, their energy body. So energy is within us, you see. So what happens to them when they move on? When they move on, you need to know that some of their times are still spent on this universe until that they are ready to move on to a new existence, okay, or new dimension, let's call it. Okay, so when they are here, they can be here to guide you, to navigate the people that they know in this lifetime, to help them through different phases of their life. Okay, certain people, especially the spiritual ones. So whether or not you're spiritual or not spiritual, the spiritual ones get, of course, they will progress a little bit further because they are a little bit more in tune with their energy bodies, you see. So they are because of awakening, they are able to transcend a little bit further in their journeys. For the not so spiritual ones, doesn't mean that you're not protected by your spirit guides. Your spirit guides will still be protecting you from beside, you see. They will always stir you into the right place and at the right time. So think about it. Certain times in your life, whenever you make a decision, is there this certain inkling feeling that tells you that it's not right? So that's the feeling that is being thrown into your intuition. Okay, that feeling is being given by spirit guides. So spirit guides could necessarily mean the gods, the deities that you're praying in your religion or in your practice of religion. Okay, they could also mean the people or the pets or the spirits that's passed on. They could be your ancestors as well. So all these are spirit guides that are protecting you. Okay, so know this, that you're being protected by spirit guides. Okay, so the last point that I'll be talking about is having the understanding of leadership qualities and cavalry, the righteousness in your mind and your body that is always within all of us. Okay, we think that doing the right thing and doing the wrong things would actually lead up to karmic values. It is true in some point. Okay, it's true. However, there's this feeling that you know, there's this inner calling that has always been telling you that, look, you should always be doing the right thing. You should always be doing the right thing. You should not do this, you should not do that. Whenever you do this, some part of you in your body, you feel guilty whenever you do something wrong. And what's that? That is the sign that the universe is living in us. That Mother Nature is telling us that no, we shouldn't be doing this. That's not right. Okay? So this is already an indication that you shouldn't be doing stupid shit. So when you're doing stupid shit, it is the universe trying to tell you, look, there will be consequences. Okay? Let's not talk about karma right now. Let's talk about consequences. So we all know when we do stupid shit happens to us as well. Bad things happen to those who do bad. So it's just energy. So it's just like the law of attraction going one full motion. You see, when we do something bad comes back to us. So that's not just karma operating. You attract what you are, you see. Okay? So with these five points, surveillance, guardian angels, your protection shield, and Holy Spirits, and we go on to the last point, which is I'm having understanding of leadership and cavalry and having the knowledge of leadership and cavalry, and doing right and doing wrong. You see, having this sense of guilt whenever you're trying to do certain things that are wrong. You see, and learning how to help people, and learning how to drive an organization or learning to take charge and be responsible of your life, and making the right decisions that helping people. All this shows that the divine is within you. Okay, so with that, I end off my video for today. So if you learn something within this video, make sure that you hit like and subscribe. Also comment what you've learned in this video, reaffirm your subconscious mind, and also I'm always happy to know where you guys are tuning in from, so make sure you type up which country you're tuning in from. Okay, it's always nice to know. Okay, namaste.